Look at Randall, envious.
Welcome to Tavern Talk. We're a live show based exclusively on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan. Joining me as always is my brother Dan, aka Rip Loyal, the inimitable Beth Doman, and the extravagant TAVERN.
Every time we talked about TAVERN, we mentioned your extravagance.
That's amazing. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get these scroll work appliques that I can paint gold and put on my background.
Yeah,
extravagant.
Every time you're on this show, I gotta wear shades.
Wow.
Just to stay, celibate.
You could have just said powder your forehead. It's too shiny, but that's okay. I appreciate where you were going with that.
TAVERN, hello, Beth Doman. How are you?
Peachy. How are you?
Oh, better than most, I'd assume. Upright, I'm breathing, I'm feeling good. Yeah.
Fabulous. I'm dealing with some allergy issues today. Not loving it, but I'm here.
Well, but the pros and cons of spring, right? Spring means better weather, but for some of us, it means the nose gets attacked.
The nose, the eyes, the throat, the everything.
Your board is talking about extravagant. Your board of names is growing and growing.
Yes, and I still have 10 days left in the month, and I'm almost out of room.
Oh, that's so great. How are you doing on your quest for 75 viewers a day?
My month to day average is probably 68, 69.
That's
people.
so close.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's going. It's fun. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun right now with streaming.
All right. You got to get your little Bethites. What are they called? The Domanites? Domanis?
I don't think that we've actually had that conversation, but I could put it to my community this week.
The Domen and Do women.
I like the Domanite one that he said, because you can say Domanites.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then answer the phone by saying cello.
Dan, your mic is a little hot right now.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Just a heads up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't put your lips to that mic. It'll get warm.
Is that better?
I don't know. We'll see. All right.
Okay.
Probably. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. This has been quite the month and a half getting to talk about season 3, and the finale has dropped, and we're here to talk about it.
Ooh.
Guys, overall, let's do overall impressions of episode 8 before we break it down.
Beth, you go first.
Okay, so the first time I saw it, there was so much to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it again the same day, and my initial thoughts were, I really didn't like this. I thought it was a kind of jumbled, kind of chaotic. Mm-hmm. Again, being hampered by the whole, we need 10 episodes really to fully flesh out this story without it feeling super rushed. And then a couple days later, I went back and I watched it again because I was very emotional about some things, right? And I watched it again, and I actually really like this episode now. I had to go back and just fully detach myself from Book Beth. I had to have an internalized conversation with my brain and say, okay, the last 2 weeks have really hit you with some whammies here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you just need to watch it again just as a show, and not, do you really try hard not to pull from the source material and rage against decisions that were made. All in all, this is not my favorite episode of the season, but it is definitely the best season finale of all 3 season finales.
I hear you on that, brother Dan. Real quick, I hear you're breathing pretty heavy right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Can you adjust my background noise at all?
I cannot. It won't let me.
Okay.
You got to do yourself. Go to settings. Go to audio.
No, but this browser I'm using, it won't support it. It said background noise. So
You have to adjust your own background.
Is that any better?
It sounds like it.
Okay, let's try that. I'm sorry. I'm
All
open
right.
to criticism. I'm sorry. I can't hear.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. No
better?
offense. We're just.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We're not hearing the death rattle. Breath. That was it was like inside of Darth Vader's helmet.
Yeah.
All right.
I got big lungs and I cannot lie.
Okay, TAVERN.
Yes,
what
sir.
was your thoughts on episode 8?
So I have attained show only Zen. We talked about this, and I agree with Beth as well that you do have to detach yourself, which I started doing midway through season 1, and I think this season I finally attained show Zen because. Yes. I honestly don't. Yeah, right. I don't even think about the books now. I mean, like if something happens, like I'll think about after the episode, I'll be like, okay, well, this plot line from the books is gone. So how are they going to fix that? Right. I don't get upset about it. They changed it. It is what it is. I thought this was probably, as far as show Wheel of Time, the best episode of the season.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because it detached enough from the books that it's finally making its own thing. And I'm kind of digging it.
Finally,
because it's about time gone back and forth. Listen, they've gone back and forth. You know, a lot of people are pissed off, and especially when they try to do one episode that's like book accurate, and then the next episode is completely off, and everybody's freaking out. They just need to, follow their own path. And I think they're doing a fine job.
Well, so this episode, I think it had 3 main story arcs that could have been their own episodes. This is where only 8 episodes a season is such a burden. It's such an albatross.
Well, that's agreed. Yeah, agreed.
But I guess Robert Jordan did tend to pack everything into the last 2 chapters of a book, so this isn't so far out of character for a Wheel of Time story, I guess. But yeah, we had 3 major things, and let's just we are talking about episode 8 of season 3. It is called He Who Comes with the Dawn. It was written by Justine Jewell Gilmer and directed by Kieran Donnelly. And while the last episode was all Two Rivers focused, all Perrin, this was tying up all kinds of other knots. And it started off with 10 years ago with Elida coming out of the freaking doorway,
the finishing room,
and Alviar is just sitting there. She's like, "What'd you do?" And she's like, "Mind your own business."
Yeah. Got your pile.
I'm getting the Alberlin seat, but she doesn't, and not this time. So I guess that's background into the Swan and Elida feud, which ends up with Swan getting deposed, stilled, and beheaded.
Straight up.
I
Thoughts?
First of all, Sophie's speech was epic. Her portrayal of Swan Sanche in this episode is Emmy worthy, in my opinion. She was freaking phenomenal. Okay,
she's always been phenomenal.
She has always been phenomenal. But this was like, so for our Delving the Chronicles podcast, we've been doing like this. What's your favorite look, your favorite costuming, your favorite character of an episode, your favorite moment of an episode? So this episode, Sophie Akinato as, and I hope I said her last name right, as as Swan Sanche.
Beth, let me. So you mentioned the costuming. When she was raised to Amerlin's seat, they didn't give her a stole. They gave her a gold jacket.
Yeah, I thought, but we've never really seen a stole. We've seen like the impressions of like really minimalistic like
the
colors.
is actually in the color.
Yeah, it's in the.
It's
there.
It
it's not like the
this
stole
thing was a
that we
Century
see.
21 blazer.
I get you, but I mean, it was in color.
This is the thing, and we do have to honestly, let's be real, right? This is evidence to me that the world of The Expanse and the world of the Wheel of Time are intrinsically connected together with an overflow. Shohei Agdashli, who's Christian Avasarala in The Expanse, was always wearing literally the best outfits, the best, most over the top outfit.
Yeah, that is true.
300 years in Earth's future, and now however many tens of thousands of years this is in our future or our past, she's still slaying with the outfits. Like, let's be real. Elida, it's deliberately gaudy and deliberately over the top, and she literally slayed. She slayed the outfit. Like,
Guys, yeah. Do you guys notice that the colors on the bottom here?
Here we do, yeah, for sure. But I'm talking about when Swan was first.
Yeah, when Swan was crowned. Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah, there was no.
Wait, can you go back? Can you go back real quick to that?
Mm-hmm.
What
is there blue in that?
Look at this. I dusty wheeled it.
Ryan, you're so
yeah,
good.
there is.
Oh yeah, there is blue there. Okay, cool. I really hadn't seen those colors straight down there at the bottom like that.
I actually don't. Yeah,
actually, I don't see blue. I see green.
See green. I see green, gray, yellow, white.
There's
and it might be on this side underneath the
possibly.
Yeah.
But
because it looks like there's
three colors on each.
Yeah. Huh.
Three.
No blue.
No blue.
Didn't have blue. That'd be fun.
And Ryan, let me just publicly thank you and congratulate you on what you do with the production. You are a puppet. You only have one hand, and yet on the fly, you are pulling this shit up day after day after day. I appreciate you, and you do awesome work, man.
And you are correct. He has one hand because we know what the other hand's doing, so he has to do it all with the one.
I do not even want to talk about that.
Hey,
come on. You know what I meant. Well done, my productions tonight.
Production. Thank you, my friend.
He's amazing.
My best friend. All right, Jesus Christ.
I got in trouble about the Swan thing.
Yep.
What?
I got in trouble about the Swan thing Thursday morning.
Why?
Winespring does this X-Space thing where we talk about the Wheel of Time. And I guess it didn't affect me because I guess I saw it coming, so it didn't affect me. Because the way they were acting, that wasn't going to be a stilling. I mean, she had already been stilled at that point. The way they were acting, it looked like it was going to be an excuse. So we were talking about it on the thing, and people were getting all crazy emotional about it. So I apologize to everybody that was crazy emotional about it, but I think my words were, "What's the big deal? We bury our dead and we move on."
Well, you are a part of the way to leave now.
What else is there? And everybody lost their shit.
No one likes that.
No, it's a hard truth.
It was a hard truth.
The thing I do have to say about this, though, honestly, this is one of the things that I did have a problem with in this scene was, to me, it would have been way more beneficial for Elida. And honestly, I think I have a hard time with this because Elida is all about the show, is all about the shock value, is all about why didn't they have a public execution for her in front of all of the Aes Sedai? Like, why did they just do it in
because they wouldn't
the Hall
allow
of
it.
Tower?
They would not. The other Aes Sedai wouldn't have allowed that.
Well,
I mean, she was already deposed. Elida was already voted in. If Elida is the Aes Sedai, is the Merlin seat, then I mean that's my thing. Like, unless they were in a hurry to want to do it so that any supporters of Swan, I mean, I don't know. It should have been a public execution. I feel like that would have been way more true to Elida's character, unless now we're already starting to see that Alviarin is kind of pulling Elida's puppet strings right
I was
now.
gonna say it's
Hey,
clear
whoa,
that-
whoa, Beth.
What
Watch
is
the
wait?
puppet
This
slurs.
is
Come on.
Oh,
You know,
not
Did I
even.
miss the
can
puppet
you
slur?
please watch the puppet
Damn it,
slurs?
I missed it.
I
Yeah.
know it just comes out easily, but
I didn't
you know.
even. Puppets.
Yeah.
May I please beg your forgiveness?
you don't have to beg. You're instantly forgiven. I'm just making it.
Yeah, you're pre-forgiven.
Thank you.
But just watch the
Yeah, yeah. We're benevolent
Fair.
puppets.
I gotta pay attention.
Very
more,
fair.
'cause I missed that completely. Damn it! I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
No, it's ew.
I mean, we could talk about
it's
Samuel's
rampant.
puppet strings.
No, let's not do that yet. I'm not ready for that yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
our first time our non-book readers, our show watchers, brought up a really good point. They're like, the last time we saw Elida, no one liked her. She went to her chambers and the Reds were like, oh, psh, it's Elida. Now they're like doing stuff to like, oh, we're just here to pull you away from Elida. Like suddenly everyone likes her and is cooperating with her, and they did not see that coming at all. They thought that show-wise, she was not liked in the tower. And
She wasn't.
everyone just like was just like poo 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 poo. Suddenly,
Yeah, but then-
8 red sisters are going out and having a campfire 10 miles away just to pull Swan's friends away. Go ahead, TAVERN.
I was gonna say, well, clearly because Elida told them the entire story that she knew, her version of what Swan and Moraine had done, right? Plus the proof that they had from Carrion and all of that stuff. So that's how she swayed everybody else into siding with her.
So this is all just behind the scenes stuff off screen that we have to assume that Elida stilled the waters between the descent between all the red Aja. Suddenly they're all her friends, and we go.
Well,
okay.
I mean,
I'm not getting mad. I'm not getting mad. Right?
You're insulting the power. So yes, that's how the Aes Sedai have always been in my eyes. It doesn't matter if they're angry at each other. You attack the tower, all of them will freaking bristle. Every one of them.
They represented that through the white.
Thank you, Terracin.
Right? Like, Dan, we saw her like win over the white, and I think that was we just extrapolate that she's done it to all of them. But like,
can I mention something about Alviarin real quick? Beth kind of touched on it. Where is Alviarin starting to show? Yeah, 100% she is, because after Swan gave her speech, Elida's face was, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, as in, we screwed up, right? And Alviarin was to say, oh, you've already been sentenced and done. She took that into her own hands before Elida could say anything.
Yeah.
Are they building this really well, though? I think that our first-time readers don't even know what this character's name is. They keep kind of putting in these Aes Sedai characters. Just because this one woman in white was there when Elida came out, I'm not sure if everyone is connecting all the dots. We know the phrase.
She's been
connected
in 3
it through
episodes
verbiage.
now. Alviarin's been in 3 episodes at this point.
Okay.
And they connected it through
She
verbiage.
was one walking with Elida last or 2 episodes ago talking about, so she's been in 4 episodes actually.
Yeah.
So, the chat in the hallway was in episode 6, and that was her, about the logic, and then so we're full book spoilers, right? So like,
well, at least through far as I haven't.
it is very what is happening right now is very true to form, because when you think about it, if a certain red sister is also black in the show, she was there with Alviarin in the beginning of this episode with Elida, so of course it would make sense that if Galena was.
Oh yeah.
She holds sway with the Reds. So if Alviarin and Galena are scheming together to get Elida as a puppet, no offense, puppets, but you know what I mean. As a puppet Amberlin.
Jesus
right?
Christ. What is?
Then then it would make sense that Galena would all of a sudden start supporting Elida to the other Reds, because it's clear Galena has sway with the Reds. So,
Well, that and they're sticking it to the Blues, who they hate,
and they're sticking it to the Blues.
You're like, oh, we're gonna do something to the Blues. We're in.
Yeah. So, I don't think it's that far of a stretch for it to happen. I mean, because when you think about it, the thing that is bad though is that there was literally no battle in the tower between the Aes Sedai. So I guess they couldn't do that twice in one season, because there's not that many Aes Sedai that can be killed on screen. So I wonder if the coup is going to happen after in season 4. Like if the breaking of the tower is going to happen. Also, we don't know what happened to Lyanna.
No, we don't, because it's assumed that she gets hurt really bad, if not killed, right?
Well, she was taken away, but she wasn't stilled.
Oh, who, Leanne?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, they didn't still her. At least not that we know of. They didn't do it on camera, so we don't know.
So I guess she could carry on Swan's role.
Yep.
There was such a bloody
Jennifer
streak.
Chung is so yeah, but that was her. That way you could see it. That was them bringing Swan in. They dragged her
I
in.
mean, how much blood did Swan lose? There was
a lot.
There was so much blood on that floor.
So that was my biggest pet peeve from this episode, was the amount of blood behind Swan, and it was driving me freaking crazy because I kept looking at it going, man, she should have been dead like 30 feet back.
Yeah.
Like there was that much blood. But then I started thinking about it. I said, to give it some logic, my brain decided to add this to it and say she was being tortured, so they were healing her.
Oh yeah, that would make sense too. That would absolutely make sense, because they did that in the books, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I think they were, yeah. To some of them, I think some were.
Perrin did it. Perrin cut off his hand. It said heal.
No, he threatened it.
No, not in the books. He did.
So yeah. A lot of blood. I didn't like it.
Let's talk a little about Mogideon. Mogideon to me is becoming my favorite of the entire series.
She's amazing.
She gobbles every screen she is on like it's a buffet. When she did that raspberry, she's all,
and then she spits it back into another scene.
Oh God, I love Evil Bjork so much.
Evil Bjork, yes.
Evil Bjork. And that's fair. I mean, she's perfect. She's really, truly like a force to be reckoned with. Literally.
I can't picture what her hairstyle would be like without it in the ponytail. Like, I can't picture what it's supposed to look like down. Like, is it because the bangs are so ferocious? They're like my bangs, but yeah. And then goes up.
I would think my daughter. Her bangs are way high there. Like my daughter got something similar, and she's got fairly long hair on the sides, and she just got her straight bangs cut across, but not like where your forehead would normally start.
I mean, does it end like at the bottom of her ears? Her hair?
No, her bangs come down to lower. They're just lower.
No, I mean
Mogideon start way the hell up here, man.
And then her hair, if it's down, does it even touch her collar?
I think it would because it's up and it's in a bun.
Yeah.
So it should at least touch. It would be about as long as Beth's hair is, like where it's laying on her shoulders in the back.
Beth, have you considered some ferocious bangs?
Yeah, Beth.
Just bang, bang, bang.
That's
bang.
not a bang. That's
and just boom right there.
Oh my God!
It's
Icelandic Bjork.
Oh my God!
Oh wait, isn't she Icelandic?
She is Icelandic. It's Swedish pork.
Oh my God! Now my part is in a weird place. Fuck you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
The things I do for you.
Oh, your hair looks great.
That's amazing.
She is wonderful. Like her every emotion, every facial expression, every word she says, I loved her killing Samael. She's all, I always wanted to know what it takes to kill one of us.
You know, I don't even have words for how gnarly, awesome, and horrifying that was at the same time. That was literally.
And did your heart sink a little bit knowing that Rand wasn't getting a Forsaken teacher?
No, not one bit. I honestly thought.
Good.
I honestly thought that Samuel was dead. After the last episode.
Oh, really? I knew he was alive.
I thought he was dead. And so when I saw him, I was like, oh, this is cheap.
Lassie, you didn't want me to live, now did you?
When she, first of all, he got his ass handed to him verbally by Moraine, which was amazing. And she's like, how did you get this scar? And she just like literally touches his face.
It's from Liz Throne Telemon.
And then
what did this
Moghedien just comes in and literally, like, I can't even, and the practical effect, like the way they made that, I don't know what they did with resin or whatever they used
to
create
CGI.
The body. I don't think it was CGI, honestly.
I'm pretty sure. I think practical.
It was. No, they actually killed him and pulled out all his things.
And
then put epoxy on them so they stayed.
So
that 3D rendering, that was rad of him just dead. Thank you, Ryan. Clap, clap, clap.
It looked like a Venus flytrap. If I'm being honest,
I thought it was practical.
Does. I think it's practical. I think it's
that
made
is
with
practical
like
for sure.
Resin and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to ask. Maybe we can ask Sharon. Somebody can ask Sharon at WalkOn.
Jansen knows. Where's Jansen, Ryan?
Yeah, where's Jansen? Jansen was there. He was probably gluing stuff together. That guy's everywhere.
Oh man.
Ew.
Grody. Grody to the max.
So good. Honestly, I honestly. I thought he was going to be alive after the lightning stuff, and he was, sure enough. I was not expecting them to kill him off that quick. That actually caught me by surprise, and I clapped. I was like, bravo, you got me. Because they kept saying, Rafe, we talked about this, I think last week or whenever, that Rafe had mentioned the death at the end of season 3, whatever, right? Well before season 1, that somebody in the crew had freaked out or whatever. That had read the scripts. And so we're all thinking it's, oh no, Moraine and Lanfear, and Moraine's gone. And we've lost, who did we lose? We lost Valda.
Valda. We lost Samael.
Samael, Swan. Jane Cade is dead.
Yeah, Gina Cade.
Ipsman's dead.
Ipsman?
Yeah, but okay, that we're on the show.
Well, I mean, but still.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, true. So
Loyal.
Loyal. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot Loyal.
She's dead.
So, yeah. That's
Days Conger. Yeah, thank you. Hey,
Days Conger. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of death in this season.
Naomi's dead.
But still,
Naomi,
none of them are like. The only gasp I can't believe it death is fucking Loyal.
Is Loyal. Yeah.
What are we?
Well,
what do you think?
Swan is probably up there, Ryan. I would say.
Okay, yeah, it's got a lot of screen time, all 3 episodes. No, it's got to be Swan then, because, okay, I mean, all right, so let's get into it.
Too.
So let's get into it. The speculation leading up to this was that, okay, we all understand that Maureen's gonna fucking body slam Lanfear into the Terangrial, and we're gonna
dive into Terangrial at the docks, and she's gonna have an excuse being gone for a couple seasons.
Yeah, and they bolstered that argument with okay, she's doing a bunch of plays, she's doing big movies. I was shocked as all hell that she lives. And so what? So
let's
to me, wait. I'm almost.
Sorry.
It's like a stew. It just slowly develops. I was literally when I saw that happen, I was concerned that there will not be a season 4.
They've left the ending of the show. I noticed that as well, or I kind of felt a little bit that they left the end of season 3 in a way that it looked like they were achieving goals, right?
Right.
Like Lane
wrapping
beat
shit up.
Lanfear, yeah, like they were kind of wrapping things up just in case. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, yes and no, because they most definitely did not wrap up Tanjiko well. And I think when I go back and I look at all of the stuff that went on in this episode, once again, Matt and Min literally get handed the short end of the stick once again, because how amazing would it have been for, I don't know which Black Aja member it was who came up behind them. It was Yellow Aja.
Chesmol.
Chesmol fucking Emery. Yeah.
Chesmol fucking Emery.
Say her name.
And it would have been so amazing if she had tried to channel on Matt and we saw what the Vox Head medallion can do. Because like that would have just been 30 seconds more screen time and it would have been amazing. Like to see that. I feel like because Min knocked her out, she revives Matt, and then they're on a boat to Tanjiko. Out of Tanjiko.
Yeah, they forgot about her. Yeah,
I mean, now, and let's also real quick, Nynaeve. Again.
Yeah.
They could have done so much better with that. I loved her moment. Don't get me wrong. I loved her moment. But
are we to assume that she is just so again, our non-book readers were like, all right, so she just has to be in extreme situations for her to channel. They're not sure if that block is gone or not.
And that's a good question.
It is a good question. I think they tried to push it as, the block is gone because she surrendered and she just, like, you could see her almost take a gulp right before everything kicked off, and she was just surrendering herself. And I think that's the one thing that she couldn't do before, right?
Yeah.
And I think they've broken that block. I think it's gone.
Okay.
I want to say something real quick about the scene with Chesmol and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying this is what they did. This is speculation. They could have potentially have done a scene where Chesmol channeled. We don't know that because so many times in the past they've had a scene, and then like especially with Rand at the beginning where we went back and we found out that he was channeling the whole damn time. We just couldn't see it because it was a different POV. And I think they were going with Min's POV because we could see Chesmol and Matt in the scene, and then she ran up behind her and knocked her out. But Chesmol could have been channeling. We don't know. I doubt it, but it's possible. Also, somebody asked, I saw it online earlier, and I just wanted to bring it up. The stone doorway in Tarvalon had snakes on it. The other one in Tanjiko had foxes. So both doors go to the different fin. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I believe it's just like in the books.
Do you think we'll see that difference?
I think so. I think because Matt's going to want to go back, and we didn't get the half the light of the world thing. I'm not trying to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say any more. Just that one line.
Okay.
But we did not get that.
Though. We may
not.
That because
too expensive.
It's not only that, but because we've got Min has already seen the vision and has seen him holding, like, she already said that in season 1, right?
Well,
he's like
wrong.
His eye on a scale or something like that. Didn't she say that?
Wait, guys.
Oh, what are we? There, he didn't go to Caldara.
No, I was wrong. There's snakes on one side and foxes on the other.
Yeah,
I got that confused. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought they were different because I only looked at the one side. But yeah, that's fox on the right, snake on the left. You're right.
All right, but what do we think of that whole scene? And
Ryan and I were underwhelmed.
How surprised were you that the Eelfinn were furries?
It was not surprising, given what they did to Loyal, that the elfin was going to be more human-like than I would have personally wanted. So I was not surprised. Now the shoes, as much as I love those freaking shoes, because holy shit, those shoes were fire. Again, I wasn't expecting that in the wardrobe for the elfin.
I was reminded of a movie from 1985 starring Michael J. Fox called Teen Wolf.
That's what I get from Perrin. From this, I just get David Bowie.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
it's not how I pictured them to look, but I don't think it's bad.
I fucking hated it.
This is Deuteronomy from Cats.
It would have been better. Well, I mean, honestly, it would have been better if he had more.
Hated it.
Right. This is Deuteronomy from Cats, I think.
There needed to be fox ears and probably less glue in the face. And yeah, it was too human. Yeah, I would agree.
Human.
My our first time readers or our non-readers thought that the necklace that Matt got looked a whole lot like those best friend necklaces that are broken in two.
Half pieces.
Yes. That says BEFRIE. And then
the other half is a snakehead.
Yeah, the other half is a fox. Yeah. So she's like, I can't tell what that is. It looks like it's just like broken in two.
So the thing is like
That's a cool pedestal, by the way, Ryan. Cool pedestal.
No, fuck the pedestal. Fuck, like, we just think he's been standing there for like millennia, just waiting for people.
Well, I think he appeared.
All right, so like this is supposed to feel like a otherworldly event, and it just feels like he just went into like a room. Like, I mean, like
the TARDIS,
like, and just like just having one dude standing there. Like, I was so upset with this. I almost wish they could have figured out a way to not do this. If this is what it's going to look like, let's move.
You haven't released your book brain, man.
No, I'm just thinking about television. Like,
you go in right above the eyeball and you just get rid of your book brain.
I know.
Don't do that at home. I was kidding. Stop.
No, we know. I need a Bella break.
Bella and her alternate ego dancing Kim in the background, or whoever. I love that. That was
next sexy. On the baby doll stage. It's Bella.
No,
it's Bella.
No.
Bella, the creator.
No.
The creator of Cash. No, because she's dancing.
No.
Hey, babe, how much for a dance? Clop. Clop, 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 clop. $5.
You want tail or no tail?
Let's talk the Car Karn.
Okay, yes, let's.
Yeah.
Let's.
Loved
it. I loved it.
Yeah, go ahead, Beth.
I think the only thing that I wish they would have done was Rand talking in a normal tone of voice and his voice emanating out. Like, he was, because in the books, he was so somber about it.
Yeah.
He was almost heartbroken to tell them it. And in this case, he was almost not frantic. That's not
the opposite.
It was almost like a sense of urgency for him, right? Whereas before in the book, he was much more resigned to the fact that he had to do it. And it wasn't anger that pushed him. And in this, it was a sense of desperation and a sense of urgency. I think that would be the only way that I would have done it different would be for Rand to be the exact opposite of Couladin. Couladin is angry and vengeful and, and Rand is silent and just calm. That would be the only thing that I would change about that. But I loved the telling of the story, the making it rain. Rand, every time we see him channeling, is falling more and more into madness. Like you see it every time he's channeling, and I love it. I do think it might be confusing for show watchers to understand the difference between what Lanfear was doing by calling on the true power and what Rand is doing and channeling and then showing the taint in Rand's weaves. I think that might be a little confusing for show watchers, but I really, really loved the way that they did this scene. I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I liked the fact that every time we see somebody channel from a different region or a different area or just male or female, we see both differences and similarities, right? So like the Windfinders, very big movements and they're moving big wind and they're doing this, and that was kind of cool. The Aes Sedai move their hands, the Forsaken just kind of twitch their pinkies and stuff happens. And then all of a sudden we see Rand doing this
Tai Chi.
It was almost,
yeah.
they were like katas almost, right? Like martial arts katas.
Aren't they almost like sword forms with no sword?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's a kata. Yeah. Well, you have sword katas too, but yeah, sure, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And he just, the way he was doing it, he was taking these bold, sharp freaking steps, and it was really, really cool to watch. His channeling gets bigger and bigger every time we see him. It's incredible. That's probably one of my favorite scenes was him channeling at the end there. Because everybody brought their A game with their facial expressions. Egwene, Avienne, everybody. Egwene's face was incredible.
What is going through Egwene's head when all that is happening? Like she is, she knows who he is. She's known what he is. And she's seeing him change. She's seeing it. I mean, they're already.
She's showing loss, disgust, fear, everything in one look.
And then Avienda has a look of awe on her face almost at the same moment as fear. Like you see it. And Bale. Yeah. Randall Thor is the Kara Karn. When he said it, I was like, yes!
So
not Bale.
I'm sorry, did I say Bale?
Ruark. Yeah, you did.
Ruark, sorry.
Ruark, when he goes, Randall Thor is the Kara Karn. And I'm like,
while pounding his chest like Lan at a funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Rain on his
Somebody
face.
was complaining that they wanted to see, they weren't really complaining. They just said that they wanted to see a big Aiel fight. And I was like, I don't think we were going to get it. We had way too many fights going on already. And I think that would have diminished the Two Rivers thing. The fact that they separated, which is I think what they did in the books anyways. I think they split off, is way better. And we're going to, I mean, if they follow that line of the books to any extent, even if we just catch like the tail end of it or whatever, they'll get to see plenty of it because those guys went toe to toe in the books. It was incredible.
I wasn't the biggest fan of them just splitting sides like instantly like that, but I guess
it was very reminiscent to Nynaeve parting the waters. It was like very,
Well, they keep going back and forth. For example, when we first met Swan, she was in a little, like, she was a child. She was in a little dress, not very, didn't have a lot of money.
I am Swan Sanche.
Right. And then when
daughter of the river.
When
water
we lose
itself, sorry.
You're good.
The water.
When we lose Swan, she's dressed almost exactly as she was.
She was
the day her dad. Yeah, the day her dad sent her away.
Interesting.
So I thought that was really, really cool. Also, I know we're talking about the Karakon, but at some point, can we talk about the fact that nobody's talking about Tom Maryland flat out telling Elaine, dude doesn't exist. He's not. That's bullshit. And I said it on a show. I was like, man, I wonder who's going to tell her, because she's bound to run into somebody who's never met him and has never been freaking compelled by him, and is going to be completely flabbergasted at the whole story. And sure enough, fucking Tom Maryland.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and I do really. I had very mixed. I still have kind of mixed emotions about Tom divulging as much to Elaine as he did.
Yeah.
But I understand why they're doing it, because there was the whole weird thing, like Elaine. Yeah, and it was so weird in the book. So I'm glad that they just kind of went that, like, I know
you my daddy.
Well, let's jump into Tom in just a second. Wait. At first, thanks, Matt Stagger. Matt Stagger, your generosity is seriously, man. It's crazy good. It's crazy good. Your generosity is it's a plus 12 on the Richter scale. So thank you. You too can do this. You don't even have to leave your chair. You can just click a button, type in a couple numbers, and you're set. Just so you know. But thank you, Matt Stagger. Yeah, I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me. That coat is very Ziggy Stardust.
Bowie.
Yeah.
David
so thanks,
Bowie, baby.
Thanks, Bill. You're the best. Whoa. So what do we think about this?
No.
I think in the show,
yes,
it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility because Jane Cade, as crude as she said it, she flat out, everybody knows Morgase was a whore. I mean, I don't want to put that label on anyone, but they're saying it in the show.
I don't think so, because I think Tom is going to have been involved with Morgase after after their father died.
Well, he knew her since she was a small child.
Well, yes,
at least until she was 5.
But he died when she was a baby.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
I don't think Tom is her father. Definitely becoming a father figure, but I don't think it's her father. I don't think Morgase would have had an affair with somebody when she was still married to somebody else. I think the love affair happened after her husband
during her coronation thing. She was pregnant with Elaine, wasn't she?
She was pregnant with Elaine.
So then that would have happened before she got married, wasn't it?
No,
or was she married already?
She was already married to what's his name?
Never mind. I couldn't remember.
What was his name? Demandred. Demandred. So she, but although we didn't see Tarangil there, did Tarangil die before Elaine was born in the books, or after?
Oh no.
Anyway, I don't think she's Tom's daughter.
Guys, how does Matt get Tom's hat? Does Tom die and he takes it, or does Tom
I hope not.
lose it in a gamble? He's getting that hat.
I can see him taking that hat, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
Is he going to trade him for it?
But we've seen a bunch of those hats though in Tanchico.
Yeah, we have.
It would be sad if he just buys it off a vendor on the way out of town.
Did Matt have a hat on at the end of the episode when he was going, when they were on the boat?
I don't think he did.
Hat on? I don't think
no, because I remember looking for Tom on the boat and I didn't see Tom.
Did Matt have a hat on?
No, that's what I'm saying. I would look for Tom and I would have noticed Tom with the hat.
There was no hat at all.
But there was no hat, right?
So Tom didn't get on the boat with them?
I didn't see him on the boat. I mean, he might be, but I only saw the 4 of them.
No hat. I'll show you guys.
Also, what about the Ashandari stuck in the top of the door frame?
I don't think it exists.
The Ashandari of unusual size?
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? So was the Ashandari in Min's drawing?
No, she knew that he was hanging.
Hilarious.
He was hanging, but I don't think he was in there.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got the
so like, are they? This is my question. I think this is another reason why I was just like kind of like disillusioned when the show when I first watched it, the ending the first time, because it was so fast. Like they're leaving Tanchico. Yeah. Where are they going? Are they still following Leandrin? Like what's
they're going back
now? They're going back to the tower?
I would think. Where else would they go?
Kids, I got news for you.
I don't
The
know.
tower's changed since you left.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
and
gonna
I
be.
think that's going to be what ends up happening is they're probably going to be making their way, and then they're going to hear the news that Allied is now the Amerlin, and Swan's, been deposed and killed. So they're not going to go back.
No. I think you're right. I think they're heading for Tyr because Leandrin. Remember, either Joya or Amiko, one of them mentioned going to the Dragon Reborn in Saldea, Mazrim, and the other one said she was helping a Forsaken because he wanted the sword from the Stone of Tyr. So if they got that information before they went on the trip, they know that she might have been going to Tyr, but I don't know if they left before that information or
Well,
not.
they also know that Rand will eventually be going to Tyr, so they might go to Tyr anyway in the hopes to meet up with Rand because they knew he was going to the Io Waste and then he was going to go to Tyr after the Waste. So that would make sense, actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is that, and I lost my train of thought here.
Going to Tyr?
No. The other thing that annoyed me. Again, we need 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really needed to see who the last unnamed Forsaken was. Like the fact that we ended this season not knowing.
Oh, they're trying really hard to make show only people think it's going to be Leandrin.
But no, because there's 8 Forsaken that were released, so there's still one unnamed.
No, I know that. I know, but I'm just saying that.
But she can become a chosen, I guess. She's not going to, clearly.
I don't think so.
But we had Grendel and Semirog named at least in this season.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't have the name of the last one, and I really do think it's Tamandred.
Yeah, I think it's Asmo Tame Damandred.
You mean Tamodian?
Yeah, that too.
Tamodian.
No, because I think it's going to be they're going to mix 2 Forsaken. I think Asmodian,
Tamodadred,
and yeah, what's his face, Demandred are going to be mixed in with Mazrim.
Well, what I think is going to happen is, honestly, I think this is where they're going to use the Mask of Mirrors, and they're going to make Mazrim gets killed. One of the Forsaken takes his place because he's got an army about his back already. And
so you think like I see what you're saying.
Like the real Mazrim is gone.
Yeah, they haven't
Mandarin, because Mazrim was name dropped before the Forsaken were released.
He was name dropped in season 1.
Exactly. So
and
he was already around. He was like an established person prior to the releasing of the Forsaken. Now, he might have been under the influence of Ishamael, like Leandrin was in her dreams, right? So we could get another cameo of Ishamael with Mazrim. I don't know, but there's just so much. Amazon needs to renew this. They just need to come out and say season 4 is being renewed. It's not going to come out till 2028, but
oh my God.
Well, Lightning Lance makes a good
my
point.
God.
He doesn't think that, or they don't think that show watchers remember there's going to be a Forsaken. It was a brief scene that we analyzed and broke down, but it was abstract statues that we.
That's true.
And we saw just a couple seals that were broken. So that number is still probably, who knows?
Debatable.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's a good point, Lance.
I was going to say, we didn't really touch on it, but did you guys like the fact that they stuck the Ashendari in there and didn't even highlight it or nothing?
I didn't even see it. I didn't notice it.
Oh, when Matt's hanging, he's hanging from it.
What?
The rope is attached to the Ashendari that's stuck in the doorway.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
I'm bad at Easter egg hunts.
I didn't even get to that.
It was
I just saw the hanging body, and that's all I saw.
Well, the first thing when I saw him hanging, I was like, "What the fuck is he hanging from?" Because I'm curious. I looked up, and it was tied to a pole that was attached to a blade that was stuck in the door, and I was like, "Mother!" But they didn't highlight it. They didn't highlight it. They didn't do anything. Right? So they just kind of snuck it in there.
Is Lanfear dead?
No. God, no.
Okay.
All right, here it is.
So Moraine, oh, yeah.
There it is in the top center.
Ryan, can you do your Zoom magic?
And
Hello, can I?
I love you.
Hands.
And while
That's not
Ryan's
working.
doing that, let me.
There it is.
Okay. What do you know? Let me ask you. So Moraine says, and I talked to Ryan about this earlier. He had a very simple answer. I'm not sure it's very satisfactory. That
I pissed him
Moraine
off.
says every scenario that I live ran does not.
Yeah.
We see in her flashbacks there are many scenes.
Yeah.
I would say a good 40% of the scenes we see is Moraine getting her throat cut or choking to death in the sands by Lanfear in the scene that we see.
Yeah.
Was Moraine supposed to die in this in theory? And take away the pattern. Let's forget the pattern.
No.
Was Moraine supposed to die? Was this her destiny and she didn't because of the swan?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Mr. Cotta.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Rorschach.
Barbarino.
No, that was wrong.
Remember spoilers.
Rorschach.
Fires ahead.
All right.
It
So
just-
this isn't spoilers.
Okay.
Moraine in the last episode, or in one of the last couple of episodes, actually mentions it when she's talking. I believe it's to Lan, and she says, "I'm not at the last battle," and she repeats it several times. I'm not at the last battle. She doesn't say I'm dead. She says I'm not at the last battle, and she also said she felt that today was the day that what's her face was going to attack her, which happened, but she never said today's the day that I die.
No. And so I guess that's kind of why I'm asking. I mean, so is she then destined to die we saw her die several times in this scene. It would have, to a certain degree, it would have made sense.
It would have made sense, but this is the one. Think about it and I hate bringing other
Doctor
franchises.
Strange.
Yeah, I was gonna say Doctor Strange. I watched 14 million freaking versions of this, and in only one we survive, right? So if she doesn't die here to Lanfear, that doesn't mean she can't die to Lanfear somewhere else. But if she doesn't die here, it just means that in this turning, this isn't the spot, which gives her more time to do what she needs to do, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that at this precise time in every timeline, she dies. That's not what she was saying.
So she pulls the blade out by the blade.
Yeah.
This is the second Forsaken that gets stabbed by someone holding the blade.
Moraine's. Oh, okay. Never mind. You mean the other way around. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Rand.
I thought you were calling Moraine a Forsaken. And I was like, I like it.
She turns it around and she stabs Lanfear in the neck
slices
while
her throat,
holding the blade. Rand kills Ishamael while holding the blade. Interesting
Both
choice, but I'm
channeling.
not going to hold against it. But
Both channeling while holding the blade.
yeah, okay.
So
Yeah, no, good point.
So they were both.
Well, I don't
That
see.
doesn't mean they can't hurt themselves. I'm just saying it's interesting that they were both channeling and that the metal was red hot in both instances.
I mean, honestly, the thing that kind of I have issue
I
with
hated this scene.
with this is I mean, and it's for continuity purposes, right? Like so I understand. I do think that with the reference that they were using for this scene was Swan and Moraine had a bond. And it was not a warder bond, so to speak, like warders do, but they had a bond through the oath rod, right? And they tied themselves to each other. And so remember, when an Aes Sedai dies, a warder goes into like a battle rage, right? Like they just So I imagine that's kind of like the reference that they were using for this, that for Moraine to kind of like pull herself up by her bootstraps. But my thing is like, this is a mortal wound. She
thing went.
She cannot heal
through.
herself.
Okay, but wait a minute. What does the bond give a warder?
No, but it's different.
Bond-
Oathrod's
Guys,
not a
they-
water
so-
bond.
so-
You're right. You're
we
right.
assume
It's
that
a different
they
thing,
weren't
but a bond is a
bonded.
bond, right? I think that she was bonded.
She felt the
to
contract.
So they were bonded. So they did
No,
a
no,
water
not-
type
Swan.
bond.
Not a water bond. I think that the oath
They
rod
had a-
bound them.
Found them
right?
together.
Right, bound them together. And when it was all, it's like when Lily died and the freaking fish disappeared in the bowl for freaking Slughorn or whatever his name was. The moment that she died, their bond was gone. And
Yeah, so
I think
she
that she went into
registered
like
it.
a rage, like a Waterfield
Okay.
rage.
Like
Yeah.
an adrenaline boost.
Yeah.
Of
All right,
epic
but all right.
proportions.
So that all makes sense. But what's going on? Why Lanfear? Why is she
Just
Well,
standing there.
Stop. stopping every-
because
is she just so overawed by the
well, this is the
magnitude of the
thing. Star
moment?
Cannon is the strongest sangreal a woman can have that we've seen
Yeah.
so far in the show. Moraine is holding it,
Yeah.
and Moraine is channeling.
I had an
Lanfear
issue
can
with that
see those
actually.
leaves.
That Maureen should
She
have
was
held
using
her
the
own
whole fight,
more
though.
than her own. Holding that and fighting.
Yeah, I agree with
Lanfear,
you.
She
She
did,
should
but she
have
got taken
been
by
much more
surprise. Lanfear showed up from behind and freaking concussed her into the freaking ground face first.
That's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, good
and then
point.
didn't give her a time to spin around and do jack shit.
The whole idea that she waited while she pulled the sword out, it like
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no,
Lanfear's
that was yeah. But
like
again,
that's just classic TV shit. It's like, oh no, whoa, oh no, what do I do? Oh
Okay.
shit, she's
Well,
Oh,
pulling it
she
out.
got to her feet. Oh, I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'll
See
do you
how
one
far
better.
she goes.
I'll do you one better. What about
MMA tells me you just pounce and pound. That's
Yeah.
my
I'll tell you
style.
what, I'll
Pounce
do
and
you one
pound.
better. What about
There and I
is
pounce
she-
and pound.
What about is she standing there watching Egwene hold a shield that he should just tear apart because he's so much
Yeah.
stronger than she is in the power.
Well,
And
I
just
think
standing there in
he was
awe.
on his. He was in suicidal death. He was like he wanted to die. That's his whole thing. He walked
Yeah,
in the
but-
sword.
but
He's like,
come
"Oh,
on,
thank
man.
you."
But come
He
on,
wasn't trying. He wasn't trying. He was
That's-
playing with them.
Okay, I don't think he was. I think he was.
Oh,
shocked.
really?
I think he was shocked that that's why he paused as well. Because here are these people that are not as strong as
All right, so-
they're freaking defending against us. Holy shit, that's crazy. So
So
yeah.
we're at the end of season 3. Is Varen
Yes.
a dark friend?
I mean,
100%.
I mean, on the show,
Yes.
leaving everything else out. I still think Fael's a dark friend, but I mean, I'm still they're doing a much better job of concealing whether Varen's a dark friend than anything else so far. If she is, they're doing a really good job of concealing.
She's
that.
more like a messenger. And
She's like a go-between.
yeah, she's just like, hey, go tell this person this. And she's like, okay. It's like, that's not my Varen. All right, hashtag not my Varen.
Not my Varen. Hashtag not my Varen.
I'm doing it.
Are we going to see Tam Althor again in this series?
Nope.
If he's not busy working somewhere else, then
Fair.
yes.
All right, yeah. Well, speaking of that, like Rosamund Pike's like hella busy. That's the whole like. How is this gonna work if she's
Maybe
not
her
dead?
role's diminished. Maybe she has to go do something else. I don't know.
To focus whole season? Like the whole idea is like, oh my god, you got Rosamund Pike. You got to like rewrite everything to make sure she's busy.
What do you think
And
Moraine's
now
going
I'll
to do
say-
now?
Well, I don't know. She's supposed to be fucking gone.
No, I
I-
get that. What I'm saying is on the show, what do you think her next move would be?
Just follow him to Tyr and just kind of keep helping him
That's
out,
it?
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
someone
know.
said that there might be another doorway in Tear that she.
Nothing
falls
makes
through.
sense.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Maybe
It's-
maybe they do that. Maybe they do that in season 4, right? Like
maybe she goes to Shanshin next. Who knows? Maybe she's like, I'm off to Shanshin. I'm gonna go fix
But
this.
that was the moment, and they missed it. That was Lanfear freaking the fuck out because she's jealous, and she goes into like hyper crazy mode, blowing shit up, ruining everything.
I
Like,
mean, sexy mommy mode. What?
but
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
all like it was so inextricably linked to her jealous rage.
Yes.
And
she's mad
and
now.
like they needed like that was a missed opportunity. It just seemed like she just attacked Moraine out of nowhere.
Moraine put up a
why is
shield.
she? Yeah, she was holding a shield, and then the hands there. Oh, and then she walks in. It's like
she put up
if
a
it was
shield.
pointed, it needed to be pointed towards Egwene, or I guess Avienda if they ever get together. Like it needed to be pointed towards them and Maureen interceding. Like that was
her being like
that's the fatal flaw. That's her fatal flaw. Is
right, and it was set up nicely because he broke up with her this episode. He's you're cruel, conniving. I hate you. You're a mean, evil person.
She had to attack Moraine. Moraine put up a big, giant dome around Alcar Dal.
So the best she could do is just power blast her 10 feet away. She couldn't just kill her instantly.
No, I agree with you.
Stupid shit.
The thing, though, she doesn't want to kill her instantly. She wants to make her suffer. That's the whole thing. She
Lanfear does like making people suffer.
She's not against Moraine. She's against Egwene. She's jealous of Egwene, not Moraine.
She's not jealous of Egwene. She's not jealous of Egwene.
He broke up with her because she's hurting.
She's a chick.
Rand broke up.
But she was jealous of the fact that Egwene was sleeping next to Rand every night.
Well, yes,
that's why she was kicking her ass.
She already knew that she had severed that relationship. That was already established, and Moraine she knew
Janie,
that.
You're right. She's petty.
Thank you, Janie. 100%. And
this like the last scene was like in the dream, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's coming now," and everyone armed up, and then okay, maybe it's gonna be later.
She didn't.
But like,
she outsmarted them at that moment.
And she went to do the other thing, which was
she went to Couladin.
Yeah, because that's what would have done the most damage.
Couladin.
Well, let me speak of the scene that really was unsatisfying for me. The whole scene I did not like.
Oh gosh, you guys dislike a lot.
Lan had just finished his morning ablutions.
Don't you dare talk about Melindra's scene not being good. I might need to take my
headphones
out. Yeah, that scene was actually one of the better corrections from the. Well, I wouldn't say corrections, but one of the better changes.
Hold on.
We can't be friends anymore, can we?
Hey, conceptually, maybe, but
cried again, guys. He cries again. Who has cried more in this series than Lan?
I know.
Besides you, TAVERN.
Oh,
all right. TAVERN and my brother also has cried probably as much as Lan.
I was gonna say, what the hell?
All right, no, I
did not like that scene.
Like conceptually, that worked, but like the writing, it felt like I was watching like high school acting, like a play in high school.
It's lighter than a feather.
It was so stilted and awkward, and like
I think that actually has to, and I've noticed some of that in different places throughout the show, not just this season. And I think it has to do really with accents and the way people deliver lines, because English is not their first language. They do an outstanding job. I'm going to say like 99% of them do an outstanding job, but sometimes they deliver lines a little awkwardly.
The whole thing was bullshit. No, TAVERN, she walks up, she apparently sneaks up with a spear in her hand.
She didn't sneak up.
Lan is doing his morning yoga. He stands up without even looking at her. He's like, "Didn't you think I would hear you?"
Of course, she was.
And then turns the spear's at his chest, but then she's like, "I can't do it. I swore my oath for Malkier, but here you're the Hopi Malkier. I have to defy my oath." And he's like, "No, but your soul will get sucked out of your body as I watch." And she's like, "I know,"
which was awesome.
And it happened.
No. Okay, so yeah, here's my issue with it. Several things. One, the acting. Like, okay, if English is any of their like, if English is her fourth language, that's not. It doesn't matter. Like I'm watching, and like if it's not working, it's not working. So it felt weird, and the dialogue felt lame, and then. Here's my big issue. It's like they never mentioned this whole oath-breaking, soul-leaving, instant death. He goes, "Oh my god, what? When?
they've mentioned, swearing their souls to the dark, right? What else would that be?
That you literally instantly
Your soul
die?
literally gets ripped from your body. And you die
I didn't
they
say
died
that,
of a soul
but
attack.
we've never. That's never really been defined. Not even in the books, I don't think.
All right,
So
that's good. The change.
No one has ever died
I'm almost
via
done.
having
I'm
their
almost
soul
done. The change is fine, but to literally introduce it 1 second before she dies felt so dumb.
No better
Go ahead,
time than the
Beth.
present,
Guys,
Ryan.
Go on,
Picture
Beth.
this.
Beth.
Picture this. Melindra's soul and people like Melindra who are dark friends who forsake their oaths in their last moment are the people that are the souls that are in Mornden's sea of souls that you see with the people churning.
Sexy.
Those are all of the dark friends who don't want to be dark friends just before they die.
They all look like Melindra.
Are the Saw just little tiny people?
Little tiny
floating in
soul
the eye?
sperms.
That would
That's
be
not what I'm talking
amazing.
about. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, she's not talking about what's in Morden's eyeballs. She said there's
I'm talking about like
souls.
when he's in
I
his
know.
dreams and you look down and you see people like
Yeah.
reaching up and trying to like those
I
are
always
the
thought
people.
Well, didn't we think that the oaths were kind of similar to the oath rod that you just couldn't do? You just couldn't break it?
No.
Like
No.
your soul would get ripped.
That's completely different.
That's a weird
All right,
provision.
Everyone in chat, remember we're trying to keep this through fires of heaven.
Yeah,
So,
and also,
You should probably just full book spoilers for
I
these.
want to read something from the chat.
conversations.
you know what? You want to do it? Fine.
Yeah. So
Fine.
Harrison-
From the terms and conditions
Fine.
of being a dark friend.
No, this is a full spoiler episode. If you've not
full spoiler.
read
Nice.
the
It's
entire,
so
we're
hard
going full
to talk
spoilers.
about
I
stuff
know
that-
this has been weird.
We're
All right,
going
if you've
full
not read
paint.
up to past fires of heaven, please, vamos.
Bye. Thank
we
you.
love you. We respect you. We're proud of you. And
Yeah,
yes,
and we're not going to spoil a whole
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, we're not gonna spoil.
go
I'm gonna
have
try to stick to it.
oral with so many love.
So, can I read something from the chat?
No,
Yeah.
cool, oral. Beth,
Terracin was agreeing to something, saying his reaction to reveal seemed odd, or his reaction to her reveal seemed odd to me. Talking about Melindra, I wasn't sure why he was so affected, and to that I say,
They
why
got
was
down.
Rand so affected by Ingtar, and not affected like you would expect somebody to be affected when somebody says they're a dark friend? It was an honorable thing that they were doing.
Well, not only
Right.
that, but she's the only other person from Malkier that he knows
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
besides some family sporadically, she's Malkieri.
Yeah,
And
there
then
might
to
be
find out-
secondary
and then to
trauma
find out
for
that
sure.
I said that she swore her oath to save Malkier, and she's basically doing that, right?
Yeah,
She's
'cause
giving up her
she's
soul
like,
to
"You are
save
Malkier."
Yeah, so that's a incredible freaking
I
ending
think-
for her.
I think the problem, the only problem that I have with the whole Melindra thing being Malkieri is the time frame from
Yeah,
how young she must have been
awkward,
when
yeah,
Malkier fell. That's like just a continuity issue with me that I've
we
got
talked
from.
about that though on here.
We
didn't
did when we first
Yeah.
met Melindra. And
Yeah,
she
how
was,
did she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
And we
honestly,
were saying that
that's-
she had to be in her early 20s, late teens.
She got a
early
back
20s.
tattoo when she was 12.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my issue with Melindra this season.
I had the
since
same
Matt-
issue. Yeah.
Since Matt wasn't in the waste, it makes
Yeah.
sense to shift that if they were going to have her as a character in the show, it makes sense to shift her to someone else. And Lan, it's not bad, not a bad idea. I liked the way that this is the thing. The show is trying to do exposition without giving you like
Yeah.
they're trying to use scenes to show you examples of what can happen in the world. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. I don't think that was a miss. Honestly, I had a bigger issue with Moraine pulling a sword out of her body and not bleeding to death
Yeah, sure.
while Lan was carrying her back to the Aiel, because that was a mortal wound, like literally a mortal wound. And
Well,
just like
this is
Alana
not
got impaled with a
unprecedented.
fucking
Where
fear.
Beth,
Harpoon.
Aes Sedai do not die from being impaled. We've
No,
seen
clearly
that
not.
with Alana. Alana
Yeah.
should have died
She's-
twice
11 billion times, honestly. Let's be real.
easily. But if you
Alana
stick
used to date
an
Vlad,
Aes
and she
Sedai, it
survived
doesn't
that.
die.
She dated Vlad the Impaler.
She dated Vlad, and she survived that shit. So
I just the swords and there was just way too much stabby going on without lethal payout this season, in my opinion. And I get it. My biggest question is, this was the first time that we actually saw a gateway. Like, we saw them walking into a gateway after it had been cast. This is the first time where a gateway was cast in front of somebody else who wasn't a dark friend.
Yep.
My question is, did Moraine see the weaves? Is Moraine going to know how to cast a gateway now?
I think so.
That's my biggest question. Is
Ooh,
Moraine
that's great.
going to be able to carry a gateway? And are they going to use a gateway to get from... Because I don't think we're going to see the fight outside of Kyrian. I don't think they're
I hope
going
we
to...
get the remnants of that, because we need to see Matt.
We need to
take
see the
out
Shido and how... And well, we really don't.
We
honestly,
do.
but
We do.
anyway, I just wonder if we're gonna see Moraine using the Sarkhannon to make a huge gateway to transport them to Tyr instead
I
of.
love it. I love it.
I'm gonna say she is gonna learn the gateway, or at least I think she is, basically because she literally told Samael, tying off a weave. She learned that shit from Ishii doing it to her.
Right.
And she couldn't see it, but just the concept of it.
Well, and now
gave
she
her
can
the idea,
because she could see the weaves because
Yeah,
a woman caused
exactly.
it, right?
Exactly.
So, I don't know how much more, because honestly, there was a lot of resolution with Moraine with a lot of people this episode. My favorite moment of this entire episode was Rand and Moraine having their conversation.
Yeah.
Like their reconciliation of
Yes.
I love that. I thought
Rand
that was
is
great.
Joshua is such a mature actor in this episode.
He really is.
I think. And
He really is.
when he's like, "Hey, you were responsible for us almost dying," and she's like, "Yep." It's like, "You're responsible for Egwin's thing." And she's like, "Well, I was aware of it," and he's like, "But that's cool because you've been my ride or die. You are my ride or die." And she's like, "No, if you fuck off, I'm gonna kill you." He's like, "Exactly."
Does that mean no Cad? Wait, but does that mean no Cad Swain?
I don't think we're getting Cad Swain.
I
Who
don't
would
know.
usurp
We'll have to
Egwin?
see.
Or I'm sorry, Moraine. Who would usurp her right now? This is
Nobody.
going into season 4.
No.
Guys,
You're
how many
absolutely right. I don't
seasons
think
do you think we're gonna get? Like in total?
I don't know.
Like
if they're smart, they'll give us
We
all
might
8
only
because
get
this
3.
season. Yeah, I was gonna say if they're smart,
I
they
think
would-
that's
they
what
would
I
go
think that's
through
what
all
might
8
only get 3.
because this season was insane. This season was incredibly good, and so many more people are talking about it.
Well, yes and no. So the episode 4 was the highest rated. However, the numbers overall have dropped, I think, about 10% on the average. And the fact that they have not released. So I'm going to go out and say that if they don't announce something either before or at JordanCon, which is this weekend, I'm doubtful that they are going to have.
I'm afraid it's not happening, man. I'm worried.
We should have heard. There should have been action by now. And if we don't hear by next week, where there's a huge Wheel of Time convention that's been going on for 20 years, if we don't hear by this weekend coming up, I honestly, guys, I'm doubtful.
When is the big Romanian Comic-Con that Yosha is going to as a actor from the Wheel of Time? I think it's the first time they go to a Comic-Con. Well, no, not really the first time. Well, they went to the Brazilian one, but yeah, he's supposed to be going to the Romanian Comic-Con either this week or next week. Isn't he? Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the Romanian Comic-Con, but I'm so
Well,
busy.
I'm just saying. I wonder if maybe they're going to give out news there.
It's gonna go to Bucharest.
The dollar's so weak in Romania.
The dollar's so weak right now. All my stocks dropped. Tariffs are so hard right now, Ryan.
Tariffs.
Tariffs.
So it's East European Comic Con in Bucharest.
What? When?
Let me see. I'm trying to find the date.
But seriously, why would they?
27 April.
What? So, all right. So this is this week. So why would they pick some obscure European Comic Con instead of like the Wheel of Time? I mean, to a certain degree, I know that they
because
have
Jordan
catered
Con
to
is not a
Watan.
Wheel of Time. Jordan Con is not a Wheel of Time convention. Jordan Con has a Wheel of Time track.
Yeah,
but it is not a Wheel of Time convention.
Did it start off as a Jordan Con, as a Wheel of Time convention?
No, it's a writers convention, really.
I've never been, so I don't really know the history of it.
And
It's great. It's nonprofit. They give all their stuff to
give their
the blood.
No, I heard it's
disease
amazing. I
that
just
goes
haven't
on.
had a chance to go. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking at I know it's not the be all end all, but Rotten Tomatoes critic reviews is 97% for this entire season in its entirety.
Like second behind.
50,
yeah.
58 critics gave reviews, and this season in general has a 97%. And even the viewers, with the people that go in and hate bomb shit, still has an 83% approval.
Right, and the reviews are higher, but the numbers are lower. So I don't know what's more important for them.
Well, there have been critically received shows that are canceled, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, the poll is up. Will we get a fourth season? Everyone, let us know.
I mean,
I hope we do.
So if I'm guys, so if I'm looking at this through the lens of we do not get a fourth season, then yes, Loyal's death makes perfect sense. Swan's death makes perfect sense. Like all this stuff kind of makes sense, but
maybe
there are
another
so many
picks
cliffhangers that we've been left on. Yeah.
Maybe another company picks up the rights to it. That's happened. Although with iWatt, I don't think that would happen. That's a nightmare. There's just so many production issues with part of the IP not being owned directly by the estate of Robert Jordan. You know what I mean? Like,
the heck was that?
But anyway, it's 7:30, guys.
Does that mean you're going to dance or sing?
Yes.
Or what are you doing?
Yes.
I do mermaid dancing. It's a lot of floor work.
Can
I would say visually, Ryan,
having
that Rand, when he started making that storm, you saw like 3 or 4 colors, 4 or 5 colors of the weaves, and then they all slowly turned black.
Yeah.
And the clouds that came were storm clouds. I don't know if that would have been but we're seeing more and more that whatever he touches with the power is slowly turns into just corruption, right?
Yeah,
the more he
yeah. It's the Rolling Stones. They want to paint it black.
Wow. Wow. I was gonna say something, but I caught myself because it would have been crude.
Thank you for catching yourself there.
Even from my standards.
Just text me. I want to hear it.
No. Well, I'll tell you later. Yeah. If I remember. I do still have that story about you guys causing me trauma today.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we're pretty. It was pretty amazing at the end when Egwene was just like, Rand, let it go, Rand.
He's all
she tried to do what Moraine did in episode 6.
Yeah.
When she walked over and she touched his shoulder and he
but she's always consistently did not understand that his love language is touch.
Right. And also she was they described pretty well. She did not take that breakup very well.
No.
She's like, Rand, barf. The wise ones want you. Fuck. You know,
she harbors a lot of resentment. I mean, rightfully so, right?
Yeah, but it seemed like
she
I don't know. It seemed like it was
mutual
mutual until it wasn't. right?
No.
It didn't seem like it was a mutual, respectful decision. Then he's like, well, bye.
Well, then he started talking
She's
shit.
like, wait.
That's true, Biz. That is very true. That is true.
Busy.
Busy, what's up?
I love you guys.
You got to
I love
leave.
you guys. I'm
Very
gonna go.
busy.
Yes.
Bye,
Yes.
Beth.
Bye, Beth. Have a
I
good
love you
stream.
guys.
Have
Who
fun.
said I was streaming?
Oh, well. Okay. Well,
Am
I
I
just figured.
Stream, dream.
Just figure
I
you
hope whatever you're
go.
doing is
Whatever you're
like
doing.
ultimately super amazing.
It's super amazing, regardless.
Doing a subathon this week, you guys.
Nice.
My 2-year
Subathon
affiliate anniversary.
weekend.
So
Beth,
what
are
does
you
one
going to
have to
Jordan Con?
do? What
I
does
am
one
not
have
going
to
to
do
Jordan
to
Con.
be submissive to you, Beth?
Come
All
in
right.
and throw money at me. No,
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, I will not be at JordanCon. I was going to go, but had to change the plans. So I
Okay.
will be at WattCon, but I will not be at JordanCon.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
I will
Anyway.
send reports. I'll let
Send
you know
reports.
what happens.
Send
Yes.
reports.
We
Oh,
should-
you guys. Also, I just have to say it. The Last of Us season 2 is aired, started airing,
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
and Andor season 2 comes out this week.
Yes. Yes, that's a freaking amazing show.
Amazing show, best Star Wars live action TV show ever.
It's-
Sorry,
My kid is watching episodes 1 through 5 of Star Wars because the Revenge of the Sith is coming to theaters,
this next weekend. It's
and
the
they're like,
25th
we were
anniversary.
too
I
young
think.
to see it in theaters, so they're gonna go see it in theaters. and
Ooh,
stuff.
I love
that.
all those movies. I'm not giving them any more money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I
give
hear
Just
it
ya.
go see the
Thousands
Minecraft
of
movie again, right?
Ew.
No.
Ew. All right, guys. Love you, mean it.
Bye,
Bye, Beth. Love
Bye-bye.
you. Mwah.
All right.
I know we get to talk
next
about that.
week.
We
I mean-
won't be back here next week, Ryan. Unless
You
you're
guys are
doing it.
Right.
You can do
Nope.
it.
Nope.
Ryan can do it. Ryan will be here
Nope.
next week. Ryan at
Nope.
TAVERN Tavern and Beth, while I am at Jordan Con
Yeah, it'll just be like the
Hobnobbing
FOMO stream.
and rubbing elbows.
It'll be the FOMO stream. We'll just be like, wow, wouldn't it be fun to be at Jordan Con? And then we'll look at each other like, yeah.
Dude, hide an air tag
Yeah.
on him. Had an air tag on him, and then we'll spend the entire episode on the stream just watching his little air tag move around the hotel.
It'll be like, where's
why is it
Waldo?
bouncing up and down in one
Having-
spot? What's happening?
Oh.
Wait, twice
Because he
in
has
one
the air
stream?
tag
Oh my
around
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys? There was a scene that at first I didn't understand, and it's taken me a few social media things to kick in. There's a scene where Rand
Wait,
was
what
staring
does
off.
that mean? Social
that I-
media things to kick in.
Yeah, because I'm scrolling and I'll get little glimpses of what I missed on the show because I wasn't paying close enough attention. But
Oh,
right.
okay.
so there was a scene where Rand is channeling at the end, and he's looking off in the distance at the dunes, and there's a hazy figure off above one of the dunes doing something. I thought it was Moraine off in the distance doing her thing. But then I saw a post that somebody said Rafe stated that was Rand seeing Luce Theron.
What?
That's what I read. Now, it looked like a reputable source. You know, somebody in the community
Okay.
that I would think would not lie about that.
Ryan, go find it.
I'm looking. I've never.
TAVERN, how did you like the Balefire?
I mean, I'd like to thank the Academy, and I'd like to thank Mace Windu for making purple cool. Because it was sorry. I thought it was all right. Okay, I will say this: the effect of the Balefire hitting someone was really cool. The other
Elaine
effect-
just blasting.
yeah, she literally blasted her. But the cool thing was it reversed everything that Jane K did, including her words, because at the very end you hear the typical sound like somebody's voice in reverse going.
Oh shit!
So it was cool. I have to give him that. That shit was cool.
Do you think it was clear cut what happens there?
I think it was because I think they went backwards enough steps to show her going, cyclically or not cyclically in steps. So she went from the ground, she went up, then they show her back where she was originally, or they show the ceiling and all of that being repaired. Then they zip back to her standing. Then you hear the whatever. So yeah, I think they did a decent job. Show only people might have a little difficulty, but for anybody who's read the books, instantly you knew what was happening.
I knew what was happening. I think Ryan did as well. I'm not sure if our show watchers
maybe that's
necessarily understood the ghostly images and whatnot.
For the link thing.
Maybe if they had focused on the rift in the ceiling being healed.
They did, though.
More. They showed it, but
I mean, I thought it healed it completely.
It was all in like
craziness. It was 10 seconds. Yeah. I counted 10 seconds backwards in time.
Okay.
From the moment she got hit and that thing came up out of her back, I started counting from there, and to the point where we hear the reverse audio was I want to say like 9 point something 10 seconds.
So it was saying Paul is dead.
Yeah, it was. I fucking heard that.
Paul is dead.
Yeah.
Old man Beetle reference.
And listen, the fact that I got that, I was embarrassed by the fact that I knew that.
You're all, what? Who? Justin Bieber? You mean?
I gotta begrudgingly admit that I know this shit. Oh man,
there was. What else about this episode?
The Panarchs. What do they call it?
So the palace was just some weird. It was the Panarchs' palace, but they just broke in, and it was just like
it looked like a potato room.
Displays, right? Like
it wasn't even displays, man.
It was just a storeroom.
It was a storeroom. Like I will say, I like the ambiance they created in the.
The necklace was in a box, like with other jewelry and shit.
And the fact that Leandrin missed it because she was looking for what was on. Because she, if you think about it, she only ever saw the Damani wearing the necklace attached to a Soldam.
Correct.
Right. So all she ever saw was the big giant collar, thing. So that's literally what she was looking for. She was looking for something that big. And she literally held the collar in her hand and then threw it to the ground. I think she threw it back in the box and then she threw the box on the ground. But she held it in her hand. It was in her freaking hand. So that was interesting. The fact that she finally got it. Now, between her and Maggedian, they have both bracelets and the collar now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting. The fact that Maggedian took one of the bracelets off of Leandrin was something.
Is Leandrin going to become a new chosen?
I really think that the show wants people to believe that wholeheartedly. I don't think she's going to make it. The way they're Game of Thrones people on this show, Leandrin might make it 2 more seasons, maybe.
She's Joffrey.
She's been bad enough that now we have bigger, badder people on a regular basis, which is how what I think they did to Valda, because we're going to get more Fane, and Fane's going to be more evil. So they nixed one. Now we have Fane that's going to be taking up screen time. I mean, they're just swapping people out at this point. Excuse me. I'm trying to think. There was a lot going on this episode.
Yeah.
So I like this. So Terrison says, I think Leandrin is dead as soon as Semirash shows up. We don't need her once we got all the Forsaken in play.
Agreed. I think they're going to swap. Once they bring somebody else that's going to be the next big bad for a certain segment, they're going to get rid of her.
Lance suggests that Elaine should have been displaced. But maybe if you're the creator of the Bellfire, I don't remember Rand getting bounced back. So, maybe if you produce it, you're not affected as much.
It's whatever is affected by the Bellfire that gets reversed. For X amount of seconds, and Elaine.
But if you're running after someone and Bellfire them, you don't bounce back down the hallway.
No. Yeah. I think because you're holding the rod or the whatever. Well, in that case, she's holding a rod. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. To end on a negative note, I think it's really important though, whenever you're in a mortal fight to death, to yell, "Hey!" before
he was
you
trying to
throw
distract
your.
her. Oh yeah, that was stupid.
But she wasn't attacking him. She's just going down the hallway. If Elaine was there and she was going to attack Elaine, you say, "Hey," and then you turn around. But she literally was just walking down the hallway, and he goes, "Hey," and then throws the knife.
Right, and he
then
said,
she
"Hey," and then there was like the acoustic guitar, like.
There was, you know why? Because
I
it's a
hate
very it's a showdown type maneuver.
Yeah.
And Tom would not throw a knife at somebody's back.
Yes, he
Tom
would
would.
if he's
Tom would
fighting a.
go
Yes, he
Listen,
would.
I think he would too. But in this instance, I think they're trying to make it look more like a showdown, and so they played the music just like they did with Alana.
I know. I just hated it.
I
know.
Suddenly
it
it's
just reeks
all
of like
dusty Mexico
action
street.
tropes. It's just like a trope. Anyways, trope alert.
Trouble alert. Trouble alert. There was a lot of
tropes. Gleam on
and
arrow.
I guess that's one of the criticisms I have about these last two episodes is they were really trope heavy. There was a lot of things that we had seen before, like Nynaeve drowning, and then her eyes closed, and then her eyes open, and she's like, "No!"
They repeat stuff all the time.
All this shit is tropes, and it's cool to see, but it's not original. In fact, it has a name. Like all these tropes. I'm not trying to shit on it so much.
No,
but
listen. I agree. I agree that there's a lot. There are things that they use over and over and over to the point where it's almost desensitizing, right? So when Loyal was killed off, I was in shock, not because he died, because my brain went, "Oh shit, what does that mean for the books?" Right? As far as the storyline, I had to start thinking, and it literally pulled me out of the immersion that I was in with the two Ravagers battle. When Swan got taken out this episode, again, didn't phase me, didn't shock me. Why? Because they're constantly killing people and bringing them back, and killing people and bringing them back, and just killing people. Like the scene in episode 4 with all the deaths over and over and over. Killing people now on the show is second place, and I don't even flinch. It doesn't even matter
if there's a fourth season, I think Fael is on the chopping block. I think we need more parent emotional shit. I think she's gonna die. Like, there's all kinds of things. It's like, all right, so if we're just doing this, let's just do it, right? All right, let's kill Egwene. She's not going to be the Amerlin. Let's go ahead and just change all that and kill her, and let's kill Elaine too, because Andor doesn't really matter.
Crazy. Can we, for 1 second, right? We saw Gian Cade, whatever the hell her name is, using the rod twice, or messing with the rod twice.
Let's
right?
just call her Phoebe Cates.
Okay, Phoebe. Oh, okay, I can do that. I can talk about her all night. So she's fiddling with it, like she doesn't really know exactly how to use it at the house. Then they get into the hallway, and again she's fiddling with it, and it just goes off, and she's like, "Oh," right? But Elaine wasn't there for that.
No, she missed all that.
No,
you missed all that. So when Elaine comes back and picks up and hits her, and the staff flies up, and she grabs it, very Harry Potter Voldemort like, by the way, pulls that staff out of the air. She literally does this. If you watch the clip, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she just goes like this to the top, like she does a spin across the top, and instantly it goes off. Exactly how it's supposed to work. I know, I saw what you did there. That's a Leonardo DiCaprio meme. But the thing is, she knew exactly how to freaking use it. And it's bothering me that she knew exactly how to use it.
By the way, that GIF is Daniel from the Black Tower podcast. He was on
yes.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't Leo.
No, that wasn't Leo. No. I was saying that I was doing the meme from Leo DiCaprio.
I see. Oh, I see.
But I can't whistle. Yeah. And I can't whistle. He's like, but yeah.
Everything.
I think.
Yeah, so that's season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3, I think.
F8.
Story-wise, I liked it more than the other two. I liked. I like where we're going. I like that there's clear-cut like objectives. At the end of like when Rand like was declared the dragon, there wasn't clear-cut objectives. They had to go back to Tower of Alana. Here we got we got this going on. We got this.
We're going to tier. The only people that are lost right now are the girls and Matt. We don't know.
And Perrin is kidnapped.
That is true.
So,
but we can kind of guess where he's going.
Right.
The girls are the only ones that are, we're kind of in limbo where they're going next.
I do have my fingers crossed that there's a season 4.
Yeah, as do I. Do I. Like, I don't. Again, like, I don't know a lot of modern television. I don't know if like how this stacks up against like what's coming out right now. I do find like certain scenes just like rip me out of it completely if the dialogue's wrong or the writing is like inconsistent. Like that shit like pulls me out of like my immersion.
They didn't do Marcus any favors with that dialogue. He had they gave him several monologues that were just barf worthy.
And when he needed to do a monologue, they had him sing, which was fine. I mean, he sang "Weep from Manetheren," but should have been a speech.
No, so and then was so like with all that, like the acting has been like 90% just above board. Like,
yeah, they're killing it.
These people are like acting their asses off.
Yeah, they are.
And Moraine like dying with the sword in her belly, like just like everything like
you think she's
happening. Dead? No. But I mean, like she was dying though. Like she was really like she was hurting. Dying. And so I'm all for that. It was like I can't say enough about the acting and the casting. But yeah, like season 3 still like suffered a bit for me with like inconsistencies. Like I don't understand why they don't just like have one director do every fucking episode. Just find the best, pay him what he deserves or they deserve, and just fucking do it, because like this switching around like bothers me. There's such a difference between episodes in terms of quality and in terms of just like craftsmanship. So that's still an issue. 7 and 8, the writing really bothered me. They were like, it was trope after trope, and I didn't expect to see that in my world, which has tropes, but they're their own tropes. It's like Randland tropes. They're consistent in Randland.
Randland tropes are normal tropes. They just have Randland characters doing them.
Maxim like turning around and like making quips in the middle of battle, shit like that like really irks me. But you know, whatever.
Like that?
No, I don't like a lot of that. But
think about it. He's the only battle-hardened soldier there, really.
And he's like
not bothered by any of it. He's just doing his thing.
He should know the dangers. He should have a shield up, waiting for arrows that just don't come in like expected volleys that you can see. Like he's just like in the middle of battle. He's like, "Oh wow, you guys are really good at bow. I was wrong and to make whatever. Fuck you." Anyway, so we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up. I'm rooting for season 4. I think like this season delivered some of the most amazing things I've seen on television that I will never forget. And still, episode 4 is literally like one of the top 5 episodes of television I've ever seen. Up there with my favorite Game of Thrones episodes. So that alone makes this whole thing worth it. Hanging out with guys like you, TAVERN, people in chat, everyone, all the things that are surrounding this whole community we built, all that makes it worth it. Fuck the show. The books are,
Fuck the show. The books are fun.
Yeah. Fucking
And the
books,
show's,
Uber,
it's just fun to talk about, guys.
yeah. Books, Uber Alice. We're moving forward. Hey, we're gonna maybe do
Uber
some more
Alice.
content about the show, but I can't wait to get back in the books with you guys. See you all at JordanCon. Brother Dan will be there. We're doing Watchinary. Tavern will not be at JordanCon. He'll be at WatCon.
No, I will not.
He won't
But,
he'll just be.
I'll be conless this year.
No con.
All right. Support TAVERN Taverns. Redbubble. The link tree is right there, and you can find his t-shirt making business, which is off the hook. Speaking of t-shirts, if you want to get in on the newest t-shirts available, by the way, of the Leaf, we have Dan on the wheel. We got Bella.
The Bella's a good shirt.
We got the classic Tigraine battle scene. These are all like, if you know it, you know. Oh, you want a Bella hat? Just a little horse on a hat, you know.
Little horse on a hat.
A little horse on a hat. You never know.
And this is all just, you can just click right below, right, Ryan?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, we've been doing this for 5 years, and we're going strong. Thank you for all your support, and hell yeah, man, we'll see you soon. Tuesday is First Time Reader Show. No show next Sunday as it's JordanCon. We might try and figure out how to live stream from JordanCon if Dan can get his technical ass.
I'll bring my
gear.
computer. We'll see.
Yeah, let's do it. It's always fun. There's at least 3 people will watch it. All right, but until then, everyone, run 5. Yeah. Run for your lives. This is the way of the Leaf.
Where do they